The Room Podcast, people. That's your camera, my man. Tim Gillett in the house.
I'm here. I made it.
Martial artist, musician.
Can you believe I'm
promoter.
here?
Promotional owner.
Promoter now. Yeah.
So
it's better than sitting down.
So you made it, my man. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks for having me. I can't believe I'm sitting here.
I know.
I'm so excited. Sherry's here. You can't see her, but Sherry's here.
He had to mention that.
Yeah.
She's going to be answering messages and stuff over there and telling us what's going on. So,
of course.
Tim, we have you on for a number of reasons. Talk a lot about martial arts and music and your event coming on, but let's talk a little bit more about this event because
we'll start with that. Yeah.
You got something. It's your second event.
Yep.
Taking place this Saturday. Cage Courage. It's in Tiverton at your gym. You want to give your address?
70 Shove Street, Tiverton, Rhode Island.
Here we go.
Cage Courage. It's going to be August 10th, so it's this Saturday. We're going to have probably 11 fights, but most likely 10. So we're in and we're out.
Kickboxing?
All kickboxing, Thai boxing.
Oh, okay.
Thai boxing, cool. Kickboxing in the cage. I'm pretty excited. We got Alan Lau coming out. He's going to do all the officiating stuff, and he has all his judges. And I, it's fun. It's a fun night for me because I set it all up. I get everybody going. I do all the matchmaking. I make everyone happy, and then I just walk away and give it to Alan.
Well,
I trust him. Yeah, I trust him 110%.
You're a fan at that
point.
And
I just sit back and watch it happen.
And a coach also, and
I'll
you're cornering people and stuff like that.
I'll wrap my guys up and get everyone ready. We don't have a lot of Gillette guys on this particular event, but we do have one Gillette guy, and he's fighting, defending the belt.
Excellent.
So
well,
it's Jake.
Looking back at the first event, you had dudes from all age groups in there. My lord, I got pictures and stuff I'm going to flash, but how did the concept basically come to life?
Well, it was kind of a negative thing, which is all right. And I don't hold any grudges or whatever. I worked for another organization for a while. I learned a lot of things, and during that time, I watched that organization do well, and I watched it fail, and I watched it do well, and I watched it fail, and I just thought, hey man, you got to have, this is a no-brainer, just get out there and do it. Yep. So I cut ties with that program. Don't get me wrong, I still like the guy, and I don't wish him anything bad, and I'm out there doing my own thing, and I just figured I'll do it myself. I'll fail by myself, And I failed. I failed most of my life.
Now being being your personality, you're born leader that way. Like you like to take charge. Once you kind of get the hang of things, you're like, all right.
I mean, when I first started at this, I was basically a sissy. I was that guy. I got beat up in school, and people talking about bullying nowadays. I'm like, man, you want to see bully? I'll write a book. I'll write a book for you. But like I said before, if you don't have a strong undercurrent, you're not willing to put yourself out there, you're not willing to take no for an answer, you're not willing to suffer, then don't get into martial arts or this type of business or this side of martial arts. This side of martial arts is tough. The people will let you down. They'll take your soul right out of you. They'll be, just manipulative, and they're it's a whole new world. And it's a whole new world for me being a promoter. And I just, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, it's painful.
It's ugly, isn't it?
No, it's beyond ugly. Beyond ugly. But on the flip side, I try to see the good in everything. If you're looking for bad, you'll find bad. Yeah. If you're looking for good, you'll find the good. But you'll find bad more than you'll find good. Yeah. And I just try my best to stay positive, and I really want to help these guys. I guess get to a level where I didn't have that. Back in the day, there was no UFC or anything like that. We're fighting in the backyard, fighting in cemeteries, So I want to give them a platform that they can perform on where they feel comfortable. They know that I'm not out to, screw them on money or screw them on their, mismatching. Yeah, I would rather not have the money, which I think is happening this particular program. Yeah,
you're going to lose money than make money,
we're not going to make a lot of money off this next program. I know it, because I'm trying to make the right matches. Yeah, and I see one guy who, I might hear a camp say, he's 3-1, and then I do my research. He's 7-4, and it's like, wait a minute, what about that? Yeah,
in kickboxing, but he's had 10 Muay Thai fights.
Yeah, and then and then supposply this was just a demonstration, and I'm just like, I can't match that.
Well, watching,
and I won't match that.
No,
I'll never ever. I'm gonna go on the record and say I will never match someone for money or for my own benefit of putting people in the seats. No, I don't want that. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't want that on my conscience either. What happens if a kid gets hurt?
Exactly.
I don't need anybody hurt.
And you want to prolong the promotion, so you want to keep it safe.
I want to prolong
and
that kid's career.
Yeah.
I don't even put guys on who are like, I guess I don't put too many guys on that are like 5-2 or 7-4. And that's too many fights.
Yeah.
This is
definitely.
Cage Courage. If you want to fight on that event, you go to Cage Titans.
Yeah, an amateur fighter, and
go out
all
to Cage
over the
Titans
circuit,
and fight on with guys who are your level.
Yeah.
Don't try coming to a small event like mine,
which happens too. They sneak in every so often.
They try to get in. But I do my research.
Yeah,
I know everything.
Now,
plus, I was trained by the best when it came down to, I guess, doing programs like this. I worked with Gary Foreman and Linda Shields, and I worked for them where hours and hours and hours for Cage FX, setting up, watching what they do, listening to how they do things.
Yeah.
And I learned back then, and that's not the program that I had trouble with. I love Gary and Linda.
Yeah.
But they taught me a lot, and I learned a lot. I'm a learner. Learn all day, all day long. I learned a lot just by coming in here. Coming in here.
I got to get you on the wall, Tim. Well, Saturday I'll get a picture.
I learned a lot, about what goes on. And then Gary and Linda were very helpful with that, and they were very helpful with giving me the opportunity to hold a spot at Cage FX back in the day, and that's when guys were fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was
that's when they were showing up way. No way-in, was it? Well, you look the same size.
It was.
Get in there.
You're close. Yeah. How many fingers?
That's it. We're good.
Yeah, and that's how it was back then. Yeah. Back then we saw guys, but real talented guys.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was
a lot
at
of
a
guys
time.
Are coaches. Some
they're
of them
all
are coaches now.
The majority of the guys that were really good for Cage FX are now coaches that are helping others.
Same thing. Guys like you that
Lee
started
Bean.
off there, and so
Bean?
you can help these kids.
Lee Bean, man, he's the guy. He's out there teaching kids wrestling.
Nuts.
He's another guy who's he was a Cage FX guy, and Sean Schubert is out in that Lee Bean area over there in Raynham, and he's doing all the work. Sean Schubert should not be an amateur any longer.
I think this is his last fight.
He's ready for pro.
Well, he's got the rematch against that dude that elbow in the skull.
Yeah. So he's ready for pro, man. That guy puts in all the work. I watch him do it. He puts in the work, the effort, the time, and he has my heart because he likes the kids. He really helps the kids out, and he's really takes the time working with the kids, and I'll promote him all day long. You know?
And you see, and also him being a coach to the kids, they fought on a bunch of little circuits. We have the kids Kumite that he's had some kids on there. Yeah,
we put guys on that, and he's got kids that do that. And you know what? Think about it, man. When I was a kid, I had a paper route, and maybe I saw a Taekwondo school down the street. Yeah. But other than that, I didn't have a coach like that. We all need a Sean Schubert. Yeah. Right? We really do.
Lee Grash, Lee, all these guys.
Yeah, Lee Grash. Yeah.
There's women out there.
He was just there. He was just at my place last month, working with Guy Chase. He works.
He's busy,
but he puts in the effort. Yeah, he's another guy. He's in Cape Cod. So jealous.
Well, you're in Tiverton. Tiverton's not too bad.
But it's not
all right area.
It's not Cape Cod.
It's not Cape Cod.
There's no whales. There's no sharks.
There's no whales.
There's no sharks
water
in
over there, though.
Yeah, but no sharks.
Why? Were you infatuated about sharks?
No, not at all. I can't swim for shit, but whatever.
So, as far as Cage Courage, now we, like you said, if you want to fight, if you got 5-1, you're 5-1, you go fight for the other ones. So it's you are getting them ready. Basically,
I'm
giving them live.
I'm also giving
fights.
Guys that will never be able to make it to Cage Titans,
That's right.
Or to No Boundaries, or any of those. I'm
gonna flash some pictures.
I don't want to say real programs, but the programs that are holding professional fights, who also have the amateurs coming up and the pros. There's guys on my that will never make it to there, so I let them. I guess I give them a platform that they can still perform at. Maybe 47 years old, 48 years old. If they're passing medicals, I'll let them fight, and I'll find them people that they can fight with that are going to keep them safe and give them the experience that they deserve that maybe they missed when they were younger. And a lot of these guys who are fighting now, who are in 38, 39, 45, I guess I'm happy with the fact that I can give them an opportunity to fight on a venue that, you know, they cared more about, I guess, having families and putting, you know, working hard and whatever. And now they want to, you know, live their dream. And the dream's never over. It's never over.
Sometimes it's one and done for them too,
Yeah.
just to get that experience.
Hey, you know what? And when your kid grows up, you have something on the wall that says,
Exactly.
hey, look, Dad
I
tried
did that.
this. You know, Dad did this. And that's what they want, you know?
Now, looking at some of the pictures from and watching some of the fights on Facebook from the last event,
Yeah.
like you talked about the age. Who's the oldest one that fought? It looks like there's a 50-year-old, over 50-year-old guy for Wishes.
One was 62.
For Wishes, 62?
Yeah, he was a sheriff's department,
awesome,
deputy sheriff's department guy. Nice guy, Bobby. And then he fought against Jared Mooney, who was a Fall River police officer.
That's awesome.
Jared's somewhere around 40s, middle 40s, but Jared can fight. Jared's fighting soon on some event, something to do with like police officers, fighting police officers.
Oh,
or
cool. A
something
charity,
like that.
some kind of charity
Yeah,
event for
something
that?
to do with badge, something like that.
Nice.
Fighting for the badges or something.
Well, we'll have to
But look
promote
him
that.
up. It's Jared
Yeah.
Mooney. Yeah, he's
Definitely.
fighting soon. You know, here's another guy that, you know, he's a police officer. You can't be training all day long. He's got to fight
No.
crime all day. So he's out there fighting crime.
But
and
here's
working.
a police officer taking the next step,
Yeah.
getting that martial arts. And do you think, as far as a police officer, what do you think, not to get way off subject, but what do you think a police officer needs to know to properly do his job and restrain somebody?
Well, think about this. I worked for the Department of Correction, the State Department of Correction for Massachusetts for 10 years. In the 10 years, I was a number one, a CO, correction officer, and then I was on the tactical team. So I was on the CERT team. I'm a TRT team. So that was a lot of hands-on. We were clearing yards, going to riots.
Yeah.
I've been to 9 riots. I've been stabbed, thrown downstairs, hit in the head with apples, the whole thing.
Yeah.
During that time, I just realized that, man, Filipino martial arts really helps. You know, where Taekwondo wasn't helping me.
Yeah.
You know, and Kempo wasn't the you know, my number one go-to, you know, form of whatever. It was Filipino martial arts that really helped me. So what do they need? Man, they just need to be physically fit.
You think
We
so?
have a bunch of fat ass
we do.
cops
There's a
around.
few. I put a video
Not a few.
up the other.
We have a
Yeah,
lot of police
we do.
officers who are
being nice.
who are not physically fit, and they're not you know, they're not seeking out their own training. You know, so think about me. I was on the TAC team and I was a correction officer. I got 40 hours of training a year. Not in self-defense. I got about 8 hours of self-defense training for a year. That's it.
What was the rest, like paperwork? Like
the rest was basically
knowing numbers
Well,
and
you had to
stuff
know
like
you had to know, like, for instance, part of that 40 hours was out shooting.
Okay.
Another part was you know, just knowing rules and regulations and learning things like that. But it was 8 hours of, you know, grab my shoulder, and all that 8 hours did for me is make me realize that I needed to step up and help out.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. You know, back in the
You
day,
start
I helped.
helping, yeah.
I helped write the format for what they were using for the next level of correction officers for the state back in the day.
Cool.
That was in 2000.
Did you incorporate the
90,
Filipino martial
96.
arts into that? Or some sort
They
of like
didn't.
hand
They
in hand,
had
or
nothing even close to that.
Did you? But
I
did
did.
you help?
Yeah. I threw all that in there. It was an education for me.
Yeah.
And it was a time when I just thought I was the shit, man. And I was young, and I was just like, man, they're coming to me, and I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
And then somewhere around when they decided to crash 2 planes into those buildings in New York, I changed my whole idea of what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I left corrections, and I said, I'm going to teach martial arts full time.
Nice.
And I've suffered since then.
That was gonna be that was a
I've suffered
passion,
since then, yeah.
man. We suffering with
I
passion.
left.
I was gonna ask you.
On
You fell in
9/11,
love, like you.
and 9/11, it you know, it just got me in the core.
Yeah.
And I said, I gotta, you know, life is that quick. Life is over for people. And I said, I can't do it anymore. I got up, and in 2001, somewhere late 2001, I decided I'm getting out, and I left corrections and my pension and all that fantastic stuff that I could have right now.
Security.
I would be retired right now, and I would be, you know, I guess, have a bunch of money and
But you'd be
security
starting
and
that
whatever.
martial arts journey, or like
Yeah,
from
man,
now
I would have
to-
never got there.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
So, I think everything happens for a reason, and I think that, you know, like I said before, you know, if someone says, you know, you got to live your dream or whatever, you got to just take into consideration you also have family, you also need to pay your bills, but if you can make that jump, then I would say absolutely go for it. And if you need help, I'm your guy, because I suffered. I used to cash in bottles to keep my school open. I used to, have the kids out there with the cans, shaking cans, just to keep the school open, keep the heat on. We would have, nights where we didn't have any heat. We were just training in martial arts.
I know a lot of people who are getting their start. Like, there's a couple of camps in New Bedford that started. They would have, mattresses against the wall and stuff like that when they, warehouses.
I was probably there with them.
Yeah, you probably were there.
With them,
and that was the way it was. My brother, started in karate like 40 years ago, and the same thing with him when he would do it. They would, like you said, you'd have to go in the backyard.
Back in the day,
I used to see him and my brother going back and forth in the driveway, just one attacking another, just going back because they learned a new move in karate.
Right.
But they were like old tough guys from the street that, just used to sling haymakers, but now they were learning how to like kick, defend. Yep. So I just remember as a kid watching them attack. One attack, the next one attack, back and forth like a seesaw. It was amazing. That's kind of what made me fall in love with it.
We used to fight on events where they laughed at us. They said these gay guys rolling around in spandex. We didn't even have dressing rooms.
Yeah.
I remember Matt Santos. I mean, he's a local guy.
Yeah.
Matt sitting on the ground, and we were didn't have dressing rooms. We had no place to change, and we would just sit on the floor and wait to be told that in between kickboxing, whether it was Revere over at the dog track, or I remember we did some stuff out in Pittsfield, but we were told to just sit down and we'll get to you. Yeah. So they would have the kickboxing matches with the big gloves and the big to-do. And then they would say, we're going to allow you to do something on intermission as an exhibition. And we were laughed at because we're rolling around on the mat.
Yeah, and they don't understand what the hell that was.
They had no idea what was going on. Yeah. So all they see is these guys in spandex and we're rolling around in blood, other people's blood from the kickboxing. Because it was that type of canvas back then.
Yeah, sweat.
It was just blood.
Yeah.
It was all blood. Yeah. It was full of blood. Myself, Mike Bruce. Mike Bruce was fighting for a while for Manny Neves back in the day. The Manny Neves shows are still in my brain. It was a fun time. It was a time when nobody had any.
You were the only ones doing it. That's why. Like it was a small.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Underground. I don't want to say. Yeah, kind of underground.
Yeah, we were there.
There wasn't that many
back
of you
then,
back then.
I remember there was in my mind back then when we were doing it. There was myself. There was the Santos team that came from JBA. There was that team. Other than that, it was the Boneyard. And then I think we just went further up the road and then ran into Paul Curtin back in the day.
And,
Paul Curtin was used to own all those eclectic schools, and he was just a crazy badass guy that everyone followed.
Because other guys.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, you train with those guys, Where do you think Sean Schubert came from? He came from
by the way, Sean
guys.
Schubert just said you are the Bruce Springsteen of MMA.
Right? Yeah. So, hey, but that's where Sean came from. He came from the Paul Curtin days, But that was, we're talking about 1994.
You can see the
94,
difference.
96.
The difference. The kind of, it's...
Mike Bonner.
From
back
another
then,
name you can see
Mike
the difference in the fighter. And what you guys as coaches are doing to these kids.
They're still doing it.
Yeah.
All these guys are doing it. Why? It's in us,
And you're helping out the next generation and trying to teach them and give them what you didn't have.
I would work 11 to 7 at the prison, and then I'd go and drive over to Woonsocket and train with Jason DeLucia and those guys from he was with the Lions Den for
tough
so
guys,
long.
Like in each
part
of Rhode Island where you would go and just
just take a beating. You would just take a beating. Yeah, till this day.
That was it, right?
Yeah, I would just take a beating.
You still look great though. You made it.
I try my best. It's tough in the mornings, But I would, we would fight and we would, I guess, enjoy each other's company because we became brothers. Yeah. Some of my best friends are guys that, we would fight back in the day. Tom Lambert, who now brings his kids to my school, broke my arm in front of in front of Durfee High School, and he's a guy that is my best friend since we were kids. Yeah, it was fun back. Fighting was fighting, and we all were, I guess, at an understanding of what our responsibility was. and that's what's important.
It was a different time then too, like break your arm and stuff like
Yeah.
injuries.
Still swollen.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, still swollen. I can't hold mitts. It still hurts.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of that. I mean, back then
I can hold.
that
mitts.
was the way it was. I've
I can hold
I've
mitts.
seen.
Yeah.
And you could throw punches too.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it'll break again. So I use it a lot.
All right. So we get through that, but your path. So many people you've like
had something to do
with.
Yeah, I had a guy come in my school the other day, and he was talking about his coach, and his coach is amazing, and he's a great guy, but this guy didn't know that coach trained with me for a long time too, and but I don't think that I don't think that I don't think this is what's happening nowadays. People are walking into schools and looking around, going, "All right, this looks like a place to be."
Yeah.
What do I do now?
They don't know what's on the walls. They see
did you
pictures.
even ask?
They don't know who that frig that
Right.
is or whatever.
Not that
you know what
I mean, not that guy's not the real deal.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
What's happening nowadays though is everyone has cookie cutter schools now, so you can buy a program and it comes in a nice binder.
Yeah.
And you can open a school. I walked up to a guy recently and said, "What's your black belt in?" And he said, "American Kempo." And I said, "Oh yeah, what do you teach at your school?" He says, "I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I teach Krav Maga, and I teach some type of Kali."
Yeah.
And I go, "All right, so what's your working system?" And he said American Kempo. I said, "Do you teach American Kempo?" "No." And that's shocking to me, and I can't take it.
Yeah.
I can't take it. Come in my office. I did the
go.
work. I'll tell you what, I come from a time when I had to get in my car and go find it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go on YouTube.
Yeah.
I couldn't go on Instagram, and I couldn't just call the local jerk off down the street and he was going to come help me. I had to get in my car and drive and go look for things and piece it together. And that comes at a time when nobody really wanted to teach anybody anything because everybody was very like standoffish.
Closed, like they didn't want to give away the secrets kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
So I would go to seminars and I would go and learn, from people like Remy Priestess and I didn't have enough money to do the Dan Inosanto thing.
Yeah.
He was too far away.
Yeah.
But I would go see Kevin Seaman's program down out in New York, and I was a traveler. I would travel alone by myself and go try to find information. I needed information, and I needed more and more and more. And then it kills me because I did the same thing on, Springsteen tapes back in the day. I'd go to like the local, stores that had them like up in the Berkshires, or I would go all the way down to New Jersey, or I would try to get cool tapes and cool, recordings that he had. And then in 2009, he released all those.
Was that your
friggin' waste of time? It was a waste of time for me to go around looking for.
Was that your guy then?
Yeah, he owes me money because I put in. I have 56 shows. I've seen 56 Springsteen shows. He owes me money. You know what I mean?
He owes me something. You ever meet him? No, what's going on?
No, I don't. I
didn't have that status. You meet all these people.
Didn't have that status.
When was the last time you seen him? When was the last time he toured?
When did we see him last? I don't remember. It was the last tour. It was in Boston. Yeah, I didn't get to see him.
So
he's too wrapped up. Whatever.
Well, we're on music now. Let's talk.
We are.
Yeah, we'll go.
We went from that to that.
Yeah, we'll go. Well, you talked Springsteen.
Springsteen, man, he's the guy, right?
Yeah. Well, that
I love him.
You are the Springsteen.
I love very few men. We love Bruce
Springsteen.
Springsteen.
Sean Schubert.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy too. Hey, the kid puts in the work. I don't know what to tell you. He puts in the work, But where was I? On music.
All that stuff. Nah, we don't have to. We'll talk about music. I still want to talk about martial arts. I want to talk about you're doing I want to get to your show a little bit, but you're doing weapons. It's an absolute zoo. It really is a circus. This whole martial art thing's a circus.
By
the way, Tim almost broke my arm in the hallway over there.
Hey, it works, right? With the scorpion sweatshirt. That's a whole other game, a whole other problem of mine.
And now, you talk about going around and learning stuff. So you started developing kind of your own programs, because you talked about that guy and what is your program? What did you start thinking that? Did you say people need structure? I need to show something.
And I think what happened is that along the way, everyone, no one's creating; they're just mimicking. So everyone's just copying. I don't want to copy. I want to think my own way and in my own. I guess what happens is that you do this long enough and you get your black belt, and then you say, well, I'm going to show my art. Because if we went to an art class and you drew a house, I drew a house, and Sherry drew a house, I hope they're going to look like different houses. So you use your own idea of what this should look like.
Now,
and people frown on that.
As far as like Filipino and the JKD and stuff like that, they want you to kind of take that and expand your
on
way
your own
right?
way. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what everybody is going to do in the Jeet Kune Do world, and everyone says, well, that's okay because it's the Jeet Kune Do world, and Bruce says it's all right. But as soon as you try that in Kempo, you're in a lot of trouble, brother. Or you're trying that in your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or your catch wrestling, you're in a lot of trouble because now you're not sticking to the main format. And I love the main format, and that's why I reach out to guys like Guy Chase, who has the original formats of a lot of the styles, because he is a guy who put in the time, the effort, the work, and traveled the world and was with the real deal people. So I affiliate myself with people like that. I don't affiliate myself with this new generation of guy that's opening a school
just
who
for
has
money.
He has 11 minutes in the cage. 11 minutes. You got 11 minutes in the cage. Meaning that he fought, he fought X amount of fights, but he has 11 minutes.
Fights and
he has 7 minutes. I'm sorry, 7 fights, and he has about 11 minutes in the cage, accumulative.
Choked out
right, whatever.
Round, 10, 7,
and he's
20,
teaching down the street,
And another thing about
then they got the balls to say something about me. I got news for you. In the morning, when you're getting up and you're looking at your clock, going, "Oh shit, it's 5:30 in the morning. I got to put my boots on and go to work." I'm just going to bed, and I'll get up when I want. I'll go to sleep when I want, and I'll run this life the way I want to run it.
A service to kids and other people that have.
But don't talk trash about me, because like when you were trying to figure out what your PP did, I was fighting, and I was out doing the work.
Other schools are just haters.
Local guys, man. Local guys going, "Oh, that guy's not the real deal. That guy's this and that guy's that." Really? Well, that guy does not get up in the morning since 2002. How about that, buddy? And in 2002, when you were still, home with mom, you have no right to talk.
And I'm doing all right. I was just in
Nashville
with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, man.
Hanging out, man.
Right?
Do you know who I am?
I don't understand where the breakdown comes in this game, where people are allowed to say things like that. You know what it is? It's the power of Facebook. It runs all different ways. It's the power of the media. Guess what? I can't go to your house and drag you outside anymore and give you a little beating for saying something anymore, because I have too much to lose.
I had that problem.
And I think that's what happens.
A month and a half ago.
That's what happens. They're talking like, "Oh, I'm a clown now?" Really? Because I don't go to work every day, buddy. I don't have a job, and you do. Who's the clown here? And who knows the ins and outs of this game?
Exactly.
I was there in the beginning, and I'll be there until the end of my
and
my
that's
end.
Something they can't give the kids or the people they're instructing, the knowledge of
they don't care about
how
kids.
The path that you got.
The majority of them don't care about kids. They just want the money.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need the money. I don't want your money. I teach for free on Wednesdays. Kids are free Wednesday nights. Every Wednesday night, you want to learn.
I'm going to flash some pictures of your gym here.
Yeah, man. You want to learn? Bring your kid down or train him for free. I don't need your money.
Now, I said it's a huge gym. You said,
it
ain't that big.
It's not that big.
All right. Well,
but
with the looks of how many people you got in there,
I put in about I can put in about 300 people.
What?
No, I mean 300 watching the.
Yeah, exactly. That's not bad.
Yeah.
How long you've been open here, and how did this come about?
Well, here's a good opportunity to put a shout out to a guy named Rick Torres. He owns Empire Hyundai down in Fall River, right? Rick was the guy that gave me the opportunity to open in Tiverton, Rhode Island, and gives me the opportunity for the past, I'm on my 7th year with him, to have a facility that looks like that. And, and the thing about him is he just saw the fact that I was helping the kids and that I was really trying hard to kind of like give kids the opportunity to do something that I didn't have the chance to do, and no one cared about me. I give them the opportunity to come and learn martial arts and do what I love, and it's hard for me because, yeah, man, I'd love to go on cruises. I would love to go on vacation. I love to see Sherry on the, on the beach. But man, I got to work, and I'm here to work. And I come from a generation of people who work. My father was a tough worker. My grandfather, all those people. So we just got to, I guess, put in the time, put in the effort, and be ready to fail. I failed my way to the top so far. I could just keep failing. Fail. That's it.
How many people you have staff working there? Like
none.
What?
I have people who help me with classes. Oh, I'm sorry. I have people who help me with classes. I have no instructors. I don't want it for that.
Okay.
Meaning that I don't want that. I guess watered down.
Well, yeah,
I have two very good instructors who are they're my coaches, and they know the material. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And they are fantastic help to me, and I don't know if I could be this far without them. That's Brian and Jay Heppy, And
were they students of yours, or people
no,
that
they
come
well,
along with you, or
Jay's kids trained with me a long time ago.
Okay.
And he just came on board again after all these years, and he's totally willing to help. He opens for me. He's there for me when I need some. You know, if I can come up with a crazy idea, he's going to do it. You know.
Cool.
And then Brian, his son, trains with me since he was little. And the thing about his son is that Brian lied to me and said that his son was already 5 years old, I think. Yeah, I think he was 5. He was only 4.
Oh, is that right?
Right, but he wanted to get in there.
He was one of them sneaking
Yeah,
in.
you know what? He's one of the best kids I got. You know, and Brian is a great coach. Sometimes people are, love to, get him going. But he's a very good coach. He keeps all the kids safe. I don't have injuries. I don't have kids getting injured. We teach it in a safe manner that's exciting and fun, and we keep the kids motivated.
For all you people out there, go to Gilletts MMA. That's your business page, or just Tim Gillett, Gillette Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, you have so much going on. Videos on there, kids, learning Kali, everything on there.
Sticks.
Now, do you teach everything?
I try to give kids a variety of art that, of the art that they can. It's called mixed martial arts for a reason, because originally I was a mixed martial arts school. Nowadays, mixed martial arts is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some Thai boxing, and then everybody goes home. For me, it's things like forms are still in there. Mm-hmm. Your weapons are still in there. Your self-defense techniques are still in there. And then, of course, your kickboxing and boxing, and then your submission and takedowns. That's all in there. So it's one curriculum of my art that I think that is the best of what I guess a kid would need. I'm predominantly a kid program, but adults learn like kids. I'll talk to an adult and they'll still use lingo that the kids use, because we all learn.
Well, yeah, I'm learning from my 16-year-old daughter. She's teaching me everything new nowadays,
Yeah, these new, of course. Yeah.
I wouldn't know music without her nowadays. I have no idea. She's the one that gives me the nowadays music.
Yeah, and then how to get your music out.
Exactly.
And what to do with your music. I don't know how to do it. I can't try to slide a tape at the concert to somebody.
I can't even link it to my car. I'm trying to get my phone. She's like, "Give me that, Dad."
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't figure it out. That's what are you talking about? My 10-year-old is that.
You can do that? Mind. I'm like, you can do that?
Yeah.
I bought one of those cars.
Yeah. They're all video game savvy too.
Excellent.
They can't play Atari though. I'll beat them.
Right. Look what I got right there.
There you go. Yeah. I'll beat them. I'll beat you. Want to play?
It plays. It does play. Yeah. I got that from Walmart.
Yeah.
Right for the podcast.
I used to go down to Nick's Hot Dogs or whatever it was, the hot dog place, and play.
Now, where are you? Are you from Mass originally, or
I grew up in Fall River.
Okay.
And everybody talks bad about Fall River, but I love Fall River. Fall River, man, we're tough. We're a tough group, And the thing I learned about Fall River when things get really bad, Fall River will come together. So you might have the guy down the street that particularly isn't your buddy because he isn't going to let you use his lawnmower, but I think that if there was a civil war, he'd be right there with you. He'd be right there with you.
Let's take care of these boys.
Yeah, Fall River's a tough town. Yes. A lot of people, I guess, we grew up tough, and we got beat up a lot, and but we learned, from all that. And I just think the people are good, and I think there's good out there. It's just that we get, I guess, a bad rap because of the, I guess. You only want to see the bad, so...
Yeah, of course. They sensationalize that.
A couple of parents said to me recently, what's with all the bad stuff? I go, what are you, crazy? Don't you read what I write? I write something bad. And then I write, Gillette's Martial Arts, 70 Shrove Street, Tiverton, Rhode Island, right?
So something positive.
So if I write something positive, I get 23 likes.
Yeah.
If I write something negative, I swear I get 149.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's
all right,
like,
so if I get
149,
why not write something really kind of like sketchy, whatever. Yeah. They're trying to figure out what it's all about, and then why not promote the school?
There you go.
That's what I do.
That's marketing.
That's
right
marketing.
There.
So negative marketing.
And when you're fun at it. Like you're fun. Like I watch a lot of the videos of you like training and stuff. You have fun with the. I mean, you're kind of.
I love it, man.
You have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like you make jokes a little bit, but it's serious also. But you make them feel not like they're, so like
none of those
the kids are having fun in there.
All those kids think I'm
unless you have to
they
train
think I'm a little
for
crazy.
A real fight.
A lot of those kids think I'm a little crazy. But
I've seen things that do you have seminars and stuff? I've seen a lot of like Alan Lau doing stick stuff with you or some kind of street defense. You do that on certain nights.
I have a lot of adult work that we do. I guess recently we've been getting a lot of a better, I guess, format when we open the cage up to everyone. So I open the cage up on Tuesdays and Thursdays for any group, any person, any style, any place. It's free. We don't ask for anything. Just come down and fight. We're all going to get better.
Yeah.
And so if you're coming down from Triforce, you're helping us. You're coming from Regiment, you're helping us. You know, that's a funny thing about the Regiment thing too.
Oh, they're right there.
The Regiment's down the street.
Oh,
from
is it?
Yeah,
because I visited them.
Not super far, but far.
Yeah.
But like, listen, man, I've known these guys my whole life.
Yeah.
We're all making the same hamburger, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, you know. But so like, let's just enjoy having, I guess, the opportunity to live a life like this. And to be, I guess, in a business where, hey man, this is kind of fun. We get to punch people around. No one's going to jail, and we're living our dream through. I mean, just violence. You know?
And we couldn't do this years ago. We get arrested, or
they were trying to close me down years ago. They tried to close down my kids' program. You know, less than 10 years ago. Yeah. And it's just people can frown upon it, but I'm making warriors out there. I'm making kids that, you know, there's guys who have been to, for instance, went to Iraq and said, you know what? While I was out there, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to come home and see you. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. You know, he goes, by the way, your training's tougher than what we had to go through.
Yeah,
you know?
You go. You kicked our ass.
Yeah, and so that was a little kid. You know, he was only little. You know, so I'm trying to kind of think about it. I was in prison, working in prison for 10 years. I was working in prison for 10 years, and I just want to get them before they end up there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some of them are headed there. So it's my job to, you know, I'm the difference between whether your kid's going to be a bank robber or you're going to work out all right.
And a lot of the kids, I would say, I say a lot come from broken homes.
They all do.
Or what's that?
They all come from broken.
or emotional problems, and they need, and that gives them a structure, and it gives them kind of a camaraderie, family atmosphere, because
my office is open.
Yeah.
You know, and my phone is always on. We have people who call us at night and share. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, we got to help this guy. I have people who sleep in my office.
Yeah.
People sleep in my office because they don't have anywhere to live.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I guess we are that. We're the closest thing to church. You just can't punch each other in the face at church.
Yeah, exactly.
Know? But you're supposed to help someone. Yeah. You're supposed to be that. What's a sensei about? You know, I'm not an MMA coach. I'm a sensei. There's a difference.
Which you've grown into that part just by knowledge and learning.
Not that my senseis weren't cool, but we didn't really. Yeah. We didn't mix. You know what I mean? I was kind of like in and out, up and down back in the day. But you know, you learn, and you I guess you take the time to say, you know, what would I have needed, you know, back then? And I have people that I take care of, and we try to help, and we every time it just seems like you get burned, you know, and we do. But that's, you know, that doesn't mean that the next person doesn't deserve it. Yeah. And doesn't deserve your time, your effort, and sometimes just sitting and talking and giving someone an ear can be helpful. A lot of those guys came back from Iraq, and they're in my office, you know. Yeah. And it's tough for them, and you just listen and you give advice, and there's only so much you can say because you weren't there. I wasn't fighting in Iraq, you know. I don't know what's going on in their brain. Yeah. But sometimes just someone who loves them or cares for them or whatever sits with them, and that's me. That's what we do. And that's what a sensei is supposed to do. I think it's not about money. It's not about power. It's not about, I guess, you know, beings, you know, look at me. You know, I'm going to tell an amazing story. Yeah. Till this day, I don't tell stories on my mat. My instructor talked too much. He wanted to tell me a bunch of stories. I don't care. You know, I wanted to learn material, you know. And I just want these kids to know that they have a friend out there that me and Sherry are totally willing to help. You know, we don't want that kid hanging it up, you know, or worse. You know, because kids will do that nowadays. They're very emotional, and it's a generation of kids that are suffering. Yeah. And
they're numb.
And the mean kids are out there.
They're numb to and the mean anything going on.
Yeah. So we are anti-bullying. We're all those things, you know. And we preach all that, and we want kids to know that you know, hold on, because if you hold on, tomorrow's a new day. You never know what the day is going to bring and what could happen next. You know, you can't fail forever. No, you really can't. You can't.
You can only go.
I'm proof of that.
Or move.
You can't. You know? You can't fail forever, and you just keep trying. You know, and we lost Keith Allen recently.
That's right.
And painful. You know, painful.
he a big part of like the Gilletts, or was?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I know a good friend of yours.
He was more of my friend than he was anything else. But he was my instructor. He was my sifu. He was the guy who showed me things and I guess gave me the opportunity to meet people like Rob Roy McGregor and Tim Tackett and people from on the the East knows now the West, because we're East, they're West, and he was just I guess he was a little crazy, but he was someone that I could really, really trust and I could talk to. And so he was my guy that I could talk to, where I turned out to be trying to be the guy that he could talk to, And unfortunately, I think that all I can do now is, I guess, use his energy that he's given me, or the lessons that he given me, and I can use them in my own life, and he will always be respected at my school, and I'll always have his picture up at my school.
Will live on.
Yeah, his name will live on, and we all know what we were up against when it came to Keith, and we all were not, I guess I wasn't super surprised on how things turned out, because he was hurting, you know, and sometimes if you're hurting that bad, no words are going to do it. Exactly. But he was in my office leading up to the day of his death. He was in my office a week before. Was it a week? A week before, we talked for 2 hours. I gave him the opportunity to come work at Gillette's, and I gave up some time, during my nights, that he could come and be what he's supposed to be. Yeah. Because he was super, super, super guy, but he was had so much knowledge and so much, I guess, passion for his art. But that didn't keep him here, you know, and it's painful. But I remember having the same conversation with someone and said, well, he said, well, what happened? And I gave him why he left us. Yeah. And I also said, I don't know why, the part that I don't understand is why he left, because he had his martial arts. I've been down some dark roads. Yeah. We all have. But I have martial arts. Yeah. And I have family. And I have friends.
There's family in that.
And I have a strong undercurrent that would never let me, I would never give up.
I understand.
I don't go that route. Yeah. I feel like I'd be letting everyone down.
Exactly. You have too many people counting on you.
To me, that would be like, saying, hey, we're going to have an abduction seminar and there's kids in my basement. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. Right? Well, you got to enjoy it. Right?
Yeah, you do. Right. And you're doing positive things for, the community and the kids. Yeah. And martial arts, you're still carrying
Some
the
of the kids that are fighting now were my kids.
There's not
trained
many...
at my school. Some of the kids who are fighting now used to train at my school back in the day. I didn't have a chance to train them. Yeah. We were still playing, going to movie night together. And now they're out there fighting. Mitch Raposa, man. Mitch Raposa. He's the guy,
he's fighting again. He's fighting this month.
Yeah, we totally love that kid.
Second pro fight.
Where, some people, Mitch left your school. I want Mitch to be what he wants, what he needs to be. Yeah. And if it isn't here, it's okay. Yeah. We love you anyway, man. We don't. Same thing with Pat McCrowan.
Pat McCrowan. Yeah,
Pat was with us for a while. We want you to be what you want to be. Yeah. And I think there's some type of meltdown that says, what do you think about this? Well, I think that people need to find their way. Yeah. And if I'm not the way, I don't want you.
Yeah, you're not going to hold.
I don't do contracts.
But you're still.
I don't do contracts at my school.
If they need.
If Mitch needs something,
exactly.
I'm your guy. Call me up. Exactly. Whatever you need.
You're
Pat
still
needs
there
something.
For him.
I'm your guy. I don't care. I'm still there for you. What do I care? Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy your path. What was I getting at? Oh, so I forgot what I was saying. It was something about Mitch and Pat and guys
people leaving the school.
People leave the school.
Oh, you were talking about you have kids fighting now, and then
kids
you started
fighting now. I lost it. Oh, no contract.
Hey,
all right. So listen, Sherry's here.
Did she let you struggle a little while before she?
What are you making me suffer on here? Listen, I'm old. No contracts. Yeah. I don't want you here if you don't want to be here. So we do it by a month to month, and you pay by the month. Yeah. And if you don't want to be here, it's okay. Just give me a month's notice so I can figure it out. Cool. That's it. We never keep anyone on contract. We don't want that. That's kind of like dating a girl and she stays with you because you guys have a house together. Yeah. Negative. We don't want that. I want guys here or girls here, guys and girls here, and families here because they want to be here and they believe in me. They believe in what we're doing and they believe in the paths that that we're showing them, and that's important.
Well, you're doing
It's
awesome.
2019.
I can't wait. Like Saturday night, I'm gonna go to the show.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You're saying this place really is. I'm not gonna go in there. Go. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in this event, and then we'll end with a little music.
Yeah.
A little montage of you. Maybe you can hum a few bars. But
no, there'll be none of that.
As far as Cage Courage, this is your second event coming Saturday.
Yep. And
about 11 fights, 11, 12 fights.
Yeah, 11, 12, so 10. You know how that goes. Last week, someone breaks a finger, a nail, or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
can't
whatever.
get time out of work.
Someone can't get out of work. I've heard a lot of stories. I remember one was, and they always use the trump card. It's my kid's sick. I'm like, all right, forget it. You don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. Right? Yeah. So we'll have about 10 fights. It's gonna be, I guess, exciting because we have some of the good schools that really put out good fighters. We have Sean Graham's school. He's doing a lot of work for us. And he's always supporting whatever I'm doing. Tommy Evans, always supporting what we're doing. Sean Schubert's always supporting what we're doing. Regiment, always supporting what we're doing.
Oh, they had one of their fighters, or a fighter
they had
last
two,
time.
and now we had one this time.
All right, cool. So they'll be there too. This is what's great about it, Tim.
Yeah.
You bring like all these camps.
I want
it's
to be
like
that
a playground
promoter.
to me.
I just want to be that promoter. I want to be the promoter that says this guy's not screwing us. This guy's giving us what we need, and I'm willing to help. Whatever. It's not about money. It's about giving the guy the opportunity to just have fun and be part of something special.
So, all right, let me get...
Cage Courage means...
I think I have that poster up somewhere.
Cage Courage, to me, means that he has cage courage. That's like saying he has Iraq courage. He has Vietnam courage.
I see.
He has... You get what I mean? It's the courage. He has that courage to get in the cage and to compete at a level.
I like the name.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
So the first event, how many fights did you have on there?
We had 15. We had 15 Thai fights.
Okay, Thai fights.
And it was good. Alan Lau, like I said, does a good job.
Awesome,
so
dude.
Easy stuff to deal with. And then everybody went home happy. I've been working with Mark Wisher. Mark Wisher's been bringing down a lot of his guys to Gilletts, and he's been nothing but helpful. He has a camp in his out in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and he brings his guys. These guys, one of those guys. How old is Manny? 55, 57?
Oh, I saw him finish a guy at one of his smokers.
He goes
stocky,
13, 12, 15, 13 rounds and just keeps going and going and going. He's 50-something years old,
I saw him.
I think Wisher puts it in there, Yeah. He kind of like injects these guys with just unreal. Balls,
It's fucking
He's got the Lucia brothers,
He's got all the old timers killing people over there.
Yeah, and they're out working, and he has the knowledge, so he'll come out and he'll help us out on Tuesday and Thursday nights. There's another name that will never go away. Not in this game.
Well, I'm every so often I do some BJJ at Triforce.
Yeah,
I'll see him in the board coming in.
He's ready.
Looking for
He's ready to give you.
Buddy, you're ready to give me a fight.
I was going to give you a fight.
Hey, that kid. Listen, not to go back there, but he didn't want any smoke.
No, nobody wants that. No.
Wants anything to be the coach.
No.
Oh man, so we got Saturday night.
We're gonna have fun. The weigh-in start at 5. The after is at the Sports Pub. That's right next door to Gillette's Martial Arts. That's 70 Shove Street. And we'll go over there after and just have a good time. Messias is over there, and he's on some type of local stuff next couple of weeks. And he is an amazing cook, chef, whatever he does, and we just love that side of it.
Excellent. And you're starting it early so you can enjoy it. You don't want to make it a huge nighttime.
We're starting right at 7. National Anthem's at 7. And the singer of our national anthem will be also fighting on the event. And that's
really?
John Hill. Yeah. Johnny Hill will sing, and then he'll fight the same night. National anthem at 7. I'm out of that building by 9. I'm telling you.
And then we're at the after party. Is there any music there? You're going to be playing any tunes over there?
Maybe.
Karaoke going on?
No, I don't do that. I don't do karaoke.
I just want to watch. That's like my heckle night.
Yeah.
People are doing karaoke.
Yeah, I don't think they have that. They have open mic nights over there. I don't do that. That's not the fun stuff for me.
The karaoke stuff.
On the music stuff, I just, I can only do martial arts for so long.
Yeah.
And I got to do things for myself. So probably about 6-7 years ago, I had music going. We had a song that was making it, and it was called "Get Your Gun." It was frowned upon by a lot of radio stations and a lot of the local whatever. And matter of fact, UMass Dartmouth wouldn't play it. It's called "Get Your Gun." It's basically a revenge song, a song about a guy who just says, "Hey man, I'm gonna come and settle this up.
Yeah.
But you better get your gun," meaning that I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
So. Be ready, and I don't want to just come. Yeah, man, I don't want to just come here and take advantage of you when you don't know. I'm not going to sneak attack. I'm coming with my gun. You better be ready. So get your gun. We're going with the outlaw country.
That's what I was saying. It sounds like
It's all outlaw country. It's all very like it's about love and murder and guns.
So it's Doc, love,
and guns.
Exciting guns.
And love.
So what's this? Is this a concept?
So the concept's going to be all about love,
nice,
and guns, and money.
Almost like Zeppelin.
And more guns.
No guns. A lot of love in Zeppelin.
Yeah, a lot of love. There'll be a lot of love.
A lot of love.
There'll be some.
Is there any whiskey drinking in this?
There's definitely whiskey in it. It's real outlaw, not that fake outlaw bullshit you've been hearing. I think what's happening is
so it's Cyrus Radio.
Someone
Cyrus
throws
Radio.
in, someone might throw in a song that how many more whiskey songs do I need? On the country station.
Yeah. But if you're shooting a gun while you're drinking the whiskey, then
if you notice, there's not a lot of gun songs, and the reason why
is
it's guns. And everyone's afraid of guns right now. Guns is the big thing. Everyone's talking about guns.
Back in your day. It was taking a beating.
Yeah,
cops would hit you with a stick.
Cops would drag you down to the onto the pier, give you a beating.
I remember my brother just
around.
telling me they used to just take us and beat the hell out of us and let us go.
Yeah, my friend got a beaten down by the pier by 4 police and then let go.
That's it. That's just it.
Put it
and my brother would talk about he got beat up, then he got arrested because he gave him mouth. Yeah. And then when they had him in the police station, you gave him more mouth, and he got beat up when he was sitting in the chair at the police station.
Yeah, they lock you up, give you a little beating, and then they let you go.
Exactly.
Back in the day, I had a family member that would be driving drunk, and the police would come up behind him and follow him home. Make sure he got home okay. No, they didn't beat him up. They just followed him home. Make sure he got home safe.
It was different back then.
Cops were cops back then. They were rock stars.
Yeah, they were.
We looked up to our cops.
We were afraid of it.
We were scared. Yeah. Oh yeah. We were. Yeah.
Walking down the street. Are they gonna stop for me?
Right.
What did I do?
Right.
What did I do?
Yeah. Cops were.
But that was how that's how I was with my father too.
Yeah.
I had that same. I knew there was something going to happen to me if I fucked up.
I think that here's the problem with nowadays. My father was a Vietnam veteran. My father would have beat my ass if I didn't show manners. And here's another thing: is he taught you how to respect older people and how to hold doors and how to speak to. When you shake a man's hand, you don't shake his hand from sitting down. You stand up. You take your hat off in the house.
Yeah.
You wait to ask or you have to ask to leave the table.
Yeah.
All those manners. I got kids who just walk in my office. You didn't even knock. You didn't even knock in my office, right? They don't even knock, right?
They're entitled. It's
everyone's entitled, and then everyone's the victim when things don't work out right.
I had my daughter one time say, "If you spank me, I'll call the child service." I'm like, "What?" I said, "I'll spank them too when they get here."
Yeah, I would get my ass beat, if I was any of those things. We come from a generation we were never like that. We have respect. Josh LeBurge. LeBurge? Is it LeBurge?
He's got LeBits.
Oh, is it LeBits?
Still rocking the American flag.
Yeah. Oh, I purposely wore that for Joe Aguiar. I forgot. I wore this for Joe Aguiar and the memory of Manny Neves. There's still blood on this shirt. It won't come out.
Awesome.
Right? This came from
should frame that.
Manny Neves' event, right? It's still ripped. Manny Neves used to run an event back in the day, and it was it was a carnival of fighting. One day Rowdy Piper shows up, another day I don't know, Tank Abbott will show up, and it was just total chaos. And
that's sometimes the best shows.
And one guy's probably 240 pounds, and he's fighting a guy who's 205, and nobody cares. It was an amazing time for martial arts and stuff you don't forget. He had stick fights on there. Keith Allen's guys would fight on there. KC Faldanes would fight and bleed. Guys didn't care. No equipment, just a helmet and just smashing each other with sticks.
Dog Brothers.
Yeah, Dog Brothers. I was with that program for a little while.
I freaking love that.
It's insane.
Love that stuff.
I did it.
So
I did it twice, and I suffered twice. Yeah. I was an original, like when they were original guys. Yeah. I did seminars with them.
Oh, excellent!
And I got beat up a lot by Dennis Medina. Dennis Medina beat me up at Dog Brothers, and me and Dennis have been friends. We're still friends. You know what I mean? But you live and learn on that. That's a whole different level.
Oh yeah, that is something. And, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, and then you run into guys like John Koupas or. Guys over at Wally Ambrose's place, and they will beat you to death if you don't defend yourself, and that's the type of guys these guys are.
But you're going in for that when you go there.
Yeah, right? I mean, the law is you protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
And just be ready that you're going to get what you're there for, and which is a higher level of fighting.
Yes.
And we just beat on each other as hard as we can with sticks, no equipment.
Exactly, because what Denny say was.
Mark Denny. He would say higher consciousness, right, through harder contact.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mark Denny was an original member, and Eric Noss and those guys. We just had this conversation with Burt Richardson the other day.
If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Dog Brothers, look them up on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff they have on there.
They're still going.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What's violent.
Yeah. They have, what is it called? Couple.
They have a gathering every year in California. It's in kind of a garage. Really nice school. I wish I owned that school. And they just fight, man, in all different levels, And they're fighting with sticks. Sometimes they fight with, obviously
and sticks,
chains and fake knives and
whips.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the Scorpion out there.
But they improvise. They say, "Well, could I fight with this?"
Right.
You know what I mean? If they could bring like a cash
shields,
register and use
shields, they probably would do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen hot irons.
Chainsaws, whatever. Doesn't matter. Whatever. It's
you gotta evolve.
Fighting. Yeah.
You gotta evolve.
Yeah.
Blow torches sticking out.
They tried to get into UFC back in probably I'm gonna guess 94, 95, and UFC said no. We won't let you do this demonstration.
Yeah,
and they told them no.
Kind of like when you wanted to do it, we let us do it in between fights or something, and they don't want any of it.
Well, they're afraid that stick's going to splinter off, which it won't. The rattan won't splinter, and it's going to end up in it's going to end up in someone's eye, right? Yeah, and that's not going to happen. No, but they don't allow that. That's too much for people right now. But in our lifetime, if we live long enough, I think we'll see a weapon in the cage, because people are going to get sick of watching two big guys, punch each other and kick each other.
And that's a whole nother world, that weapons and stuff. I've seen cage fighting with sticks, but
right.
they have which they're not gonna.
They wouldn't do it without.
They can't. Yeah, they can't legalize it and sanction it without stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I have seen it where they have the helmet. Yep. And nothing else.
I've been hit so hard I pissed in my cup. I really did. All right? I don't know what to tell you, but I've been hit hard. Yeah. And
you're in a stick.
You're in
but if you know how to use it with
just
the torque you can put on one of those.
I've been put out by grappling. I mean, not grappling, but doing UFC style fighting with Jason DeLucia. And I remember waking up wondering why Jason was in my bedroom. Like, what are you doing in my bedroom? And I realized that. He choked me out. He's that guy.
He's that guy. He was
the thing about Jason DeLucia is
I wanted to be that guy.
He was the guy I wanted to be. Right? He was going to Pancrase and he was flying to Japan, and I'm like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And if he was blinking, I was blinking, and if he was, I don't know, doing weight training that morning, so am I. I was never good enough. I was just never good enough to be that guy. Jason DeLucia taught me how never to quit, never to give up, and just tried to survive out there. And he would make me do 500 squats and a whole mess of rope jumps till I threw up spaghetti everywhere, and I would throw up every morning. And then he would be, this is what I want you to do. So I would get there early and I would do it, and then he would say, what were you doing? And I said, well, I did what you asked me to do. He goes, well, I wasn't here to see you do it again, right? And it's just absolute hell. He would beat my ass. He beat my ass.
Were the bath buckets outside?
No, I was over at, it was Stan Bogdan School. It was called, the guy's name was Stan Bogdan, somewhere in Woonsocket, right? I'd go there, and he beat my ass. Yeah, man, it's a time when getting your ass beat was, was the form of learning.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he never charged me a dime. He never asked for anything. He just said, be your best. And I couldn't keep up with that guy. There was nothing I could do. Physically, I could not keep up with that guy. Mentally, I was there.
Yeah.
And that's why we're still sitting here today.
Cool.
And because of guys like him, guys like Joe Ribello. Guys make fun of Joe Ribello sometimes because he's older and he, whatever. And he's kind of a goofball. But you know what? The guy gave me something that you can't have, and no one else can have, and
is he in New Bedford?
He's in New Bedford, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I used
Kempo Joe.
I used to have
Kempo
him
Joe.
on my was I mailman?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
he
like,
was on my route
Kempo
over
Joe.
there.
Well, you know what? Kempo Joe is the reason why I sit right here. Because another guy that put in my brain that there is no quit, and he set me up with Jason DeLucia and said,
Awesome.
Go see this guy.
I think I've seen him on, I don't know. If
Yeah,
it's
Kempo
I've
Joe.
seen him on YouTube and still
Look
doing
him
stuff.
up, Kempo
Still
Joe.
doing stuff out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
Excellent.
There's people out there
There's a
that
lot
are
of people
so,
out there.
so good. They're a little crazy,
Yeah.
but they're so good, you know. And
You gotta be a little crazy there.
and we just, there's so many people we're affiliated with, and so I'm hoping that I can do my music, and then these people will also help me, right? With whatever, whether it's come to my shows, or buy my CD, or I don't know, just tell me you know someone who's a good camera guy. Oh, I got a good camera guy. I got Jake Aiken. Yeah,
Well,
he's
I'm
my
gonna
camera guy.
Hook up with him.
He's my
Saturday.
camera guy till death.
Is
That's
that
what I
right?
tell- Yeah.
Does he owe you big time?
No, I owe him. He
Oh,
don't
is
owe
that
me
right?
nothing. But he's an amazing. He's an amazing guy.
I saw him at
you know?
CES a couple of weeks ago.
I
see
tell
him.
him I try to pay him. He doesn't want my money. And
He's
stuff,
a good guy. He's a
But,
kind guy.
Yeah, another guy is just
He's hot shit.
all of a sudden he just pops in my office. Like, what are you doing here? You know? Yeah. Sometimes people pop in my office when I'm having like a downtime, meaning a down day. Like, oh man, I'm dragging my ass through this. And
Like
boom,
you need to
Jake will show
You
up.
need to go in someone's office.
Yeah, I need to go in someone's office.
Exactly.
Well, who's watching The Watcher? Right? Who's watching The Watcher? Yeah. Yeah, it's real. And but you know what? I can't be more thankful for what I do, and I can't be more thankful for the people who support me, like you guys, having me out here. And I just live the dream. I am living the dream.
Gillett,
I know you don't
on my
believe me.
podcast.
I'm living the
He
dream.
doesn't do many of these, I know.
I am living
People
the
are
dream.
like, you're gonna have to read the feeds later on and answer some of these questions because they're all shouting out to you saying, Jake Aiken is saying, "Hi Beans." That's to me.
Yeah.
He loves me. I love you, Jake.
I was surprised to hear from Josh LaBerge. Josh LaBerge is an amazing fighter. And this guy, we went out to North Carolina together, and he got a concussion. I stayed up all night with him to make sure he didn't die because I promised his mom that he wouldn't die. These are real stories. I'm tapping him, making sure he's not dead.
It's
right?
awesome.
Yeah, these
Your
guys
brother's gonna kill me.
These are the real guys, man, and they're pioneers. They
I
don't
did
they don't even realize they are pioneers.
I did that to
it.
my cousin one time on a camping trip. I got him so bombed I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah,
And I said,
and you're
I can't. They knew I was taking care of him, and I said, I can't bring my cousin back home dead.
Yeah.
Like, they're not ever gonna forgive me.
Crazy stories. Yeah, and you know what? I remember them all, and I remember all of it, and it's all just in my brain. Nights of being in Utah with Mike Bruce and fighting against Pat Militich's guys, and it was and then the UFC guys in my office, right? And just people that like just keep me in I guess in their mind, and that's you just think that you're not there, but you're there. People are remembering you.
Yeah.
And when you're there, they know you're there, and that's important too. I guess this world is so full of anger and hate and chaos and whatever, but at the end of the day, you remember where you were and how you got here and who were the people who helped you.
Yeah, exactly. I remember everyone that's helped me, and I remember everyone that's
hurt you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm type kind of like I
have a list.
I give so much.
Yeah.
I mean, and I kind of even the people that hurt me.
Yeah.
I let them hurt me a couple of times to give them a.
Hey,
all right,
they need
I'll
a
give you a
format
pass,
too, right?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they do it again, and I'm like, all right. And I kill them with silence.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Sort of like there's some I kill online.
Yeah.
But they're just jerks,
I've had people, I've been in this so long, I have people that used to just give me so much of their time and effort. So when the Scorpion self-defense garment makes that couple of $1 billion, guys like Sensei Bill Graves, Tyler Pimentel, I don't know, friggin' Christine, Camara, who else was there? Joe Aguiar, I don't know, who else? Who else is out there? They're all out there. Rick Ferreira, guys who just put in the time and the effort and didn't ask for anything back. And those are the guys that, that I'll always take care of. And when they need me, I'm there for them. And when I get that money or I make that, and I'm that successful, we have a list.
Speaking of
and
that,
I promise you that I will own up to my list.
I have a picture of the garment. Well, I have is that the real www.scorpiongarment.net? Is it still there?
Yeah.
All right, I got that picture up right now.
Yeah.
Before we, end this, I want to talk about because you almost killed me in the. Well,
yeah, pretty close.
That's what it's for.
Well, I didn't want to kill you because we had to do this.
Well, yeah, you didn't know how to press the button and get it started.
Right,
you two
right.
could have done the podcast without me. She done all the talking, which is why he was on, because it's great to have you on. Let's talk a little about this garment. You know,
total chaos.
How did
you don't
want to
know. You don't want to know. I tell you, I'll just give it to you like this. In my brain, in my crazy brain, I wanted to kill someone, and that person was on the other side of a metal detector, and I knew that I couldn't get to him, and that just wouldn't fly. So I had this like crazy dream the night before. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the hoodie strap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it through my sleeve so he won't know. I'm gonna get up behind him, choke him, right? And in my fantasy world, it seemed cool. And then when I went to bed, I felt like I did it already, you know?
Yeah.
And I woke up the next morning going, all right, that's not smart to do, right? You can't do that. But that's how I've made my living.
Yeah.
Meaning that I've developed this garment that I basically modified what was in the hood. Yeah. I put it through the sleeve and around to the other side, so when one closes, the other one gets tighter. And I developed a martial arts system around it, and we've been running with that for about 5 years. You know, we've met with Army personnel. We've met with the United States Army. We've met with great martial artists. You know, and I get to talk to people that would have never talked to me before. You know, not that Burt Richardson would have never talked to me before, but he would never talk to me about this. Mm-hmm. You know, I was able to talk to Guru Dan Inosanto.
Yes,
we sat and talked about it. He loves it. He's like, this is a great idea. You know.
Which in a lot of the arts, they use...
They're like, what is a sarong? Sarong. The sarong.
Yeah.
And they use rope. This just makes it a lot easier.
Exactly. And it's concealed in clothing. Is it just in like a hoodie, or can you make them like you talk...
Oh, that's a good question. Yep. I can put it in a dress, as long as it's a long sleeve. I can put it in a suit and tie.
Okay.
Kind of James Bond-like.
Yeah.
I can put it in anything that has, I guess the... you know what the what is it? Durability.
Of what the sliding of it?
Well, no, this part is durable, so it won't rip off because it's embedded in it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So I need something that is long sleeve and durable.
So you developed this. Has there been law enforcement stuff like that have been interested in something?
Well, I'll tell you some people that own it. Some state troopers own some, but they bought it on their own. Yeah. Meaning their own private. Mm-hmm. You know, they wear it. Undercover police officers have them.
Oh, I see.
Air marshals have them. That was big, air marshals, because you know they
can't carry guns up there and stuff like that.
So I mean, I think they can. I don't think they want to use them. No, not that high up. No. But anyway, air marshals use them. Some special forces guy use them, but we don't talk about them because they want to be secret. But I can tell you that there are 10. There are 10 special forces guys who are currently in special forces groups overseas that are using them right now, and they use them just in case they run out of maybe some zip cups. Yeah. They do it also in case they're disarmed in some way, and they use them for to escort people around without hurting them. Because you're not choking. Exactly. You're just held.
They restrain people. And we also talk doormen, bouncers, stuff like that. Can use
the reason why people like the garment is that it can be used at a level of escorting or maybe just pushing people away. Mm-hmm. Because we have some girls who bought them for dance schools in New York. They wear them on the subway. Just a little something, that's going to give them the opportunity because they feel as if they're weaker against a stronger person. Mm-hmm. It gives them an opportunity to push something away. It gives them the rope to push something away.
And especially with courses or you teach
how
to use it.
Yeah. I teach anybody who buys the product, I teach them for free if you can make it to me. Mm-hmm. If you can make it to my school, I'll teach you for free.
And here's the thing, wearing a garment like that, like for females, it's a prize. People aren't, like when you laid that on me.
I think it's great. Like
I was like, holy cow. Like you're worrying about, even though you put it on my wrist, when you really cranked on it, I wasn't worrying about anything other than, wow, that thing's going to pain. Yeah.
So I think escorting someone would be a lot easier, I think another thing we've been looking at is a tourniquet, on the battlefield tourniquet, where we could potentially wrap it around a limb and then cut off the circulation to the limb by pushing, So
and carry the person or whatever while it's
we can drag,
down there,
we can drag, we can carry. There's a lot of different things that this thing can do, and I would be excited to see a really cool martial artist like who's like a lot faster and quicker and more agile
Play
than
with
me.
it, kind of.
Put that thing on and like, go for it.
And
Let's
just
see what
do
happens.
like some kind of,
give
me
something.
5 guys, let me throw them around.
Yeah, so I've been sending it out to a couple of people, see what they'll do with it, and I'm anxious to see what they come up with. It's a weird concept, but I think once they get it, they enjoy it.
I know a sports karate weapons dude that.
He'd probably love that.
Ross Levine?
Yeah, I know who he is.
I wonder if he would ever throw that.
I wonder if he could clip his comma on there and like flip that comma right and like go for it or whatever.
Incorporate everything in that thing. Whip out the rope. So how do we get this? I got it. How you get it? Do you just go to the website?
You can go to the website and then
so I can just buy one right at the website.
Yep. Yeah, there should be a link on there on the website, cool. And if not, we'll have that up soon again. So I just think that if you don't need it, you're probably not in the business of needing it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. But women who jog in the morning, this is the thing to have.
Yeah.
And Sherry uses it on me a lot, and it works. And she's only 100-something pounds.
And you can't get arrested for it because it's only.
It's not
a weapon.
I just modified.
It is a weapon, but
I modified
a weapon. If
I
you know how to
modified the
use
sweatshirt.
It,
All I did was modify the
exactly.
sweatshirt. It's a modification of the regular shirt from Walmart. Yeah, patented. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we patented it. Yeah, don't worry because I'm still $9,000 in the hole.
There, man.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah, we patented.
Excellent.
We also patented it as a sex toy. So hey,
did you really?
Yeah, we did. We said, well, bondage,
did
right?
Did your lawyer tell you to do that?
Yeah, absolutely, he sure did. He sure did. Yeah. So
is that on Pornhub right now? It's a video.
No, but we might head in that direction. I don't know. But think about it. It's hands free, right? So you bind. And then hold.
I'm telling you, the dude just has to wear that cape, and he's got everything else.
Yeah, right. Could have a little Batman,
I'm telling you,
Superman outfit. I don't know. No, not that.
I'm telling you, the freaking idea.
The sky's the limit.
The podcast right now.
The sky's the limit.
Just made his whole garment into an X-rated.
All of a sudden, everything went. I knew this was going to tank.
I'm glad it's late.
I knew we should have stopped after a little while.
All right, we're gonna end kind of now. We've been going hour and 15 minutes.
That long?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much more to tell you.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah,
again
we'll have you on again, man. Well, I'm gonna talk to you at the event.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have you on again. We'll have you on after the event, and we'll talk about what's next. If your next show.
Yeah, I think we'll do something.
But we'll get more.
The end of the year.
I want to. Yeah, I used to do some sick stuff. I want to do that down the line. I want to come down and do some. I want to come down and. Do you have a night or a day or something like that?
Listen, if you show up, we have a night and a day.
All right, because I just want to learn. I want to get back into feeling that stuff out.
Yeah, whatever you need.
Cool.
I'd be more than. I love training.
No, I know that.
I love training. And
you got plenty of kids there that'll put me in my place with the stick.
They will, yeah. Well, they'll bite you.
Give me a 5-year-old now.
Yeah,
I'll be good.
Yeah, my 7-year-old will take you out.
And make sure it's a water doodle or whatever the hell.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's how they learn, right?
I know. Yeah. That's how I want to learn.
The funny thing is,
that'll make good TV. Me over there, doing some Cali
with the helmet
on,
water
on, doodles and the kid, and they beating that crap out of him.
Yeah.
And they'll be legit because they're really gonna beat the crap out of him.
In a cage.
We'll have to do something. We'll definitely do something.
Yeah, water noodles in the cage. But I mean, what more can you ask for?
Figure. Domenico, ambassador of the fighters, water noodle. Now.
Beat to death by a water noodle.
All right. Any last words, Tim, before this big event coming on Saturday?
Big event. We got, like I said, August 10th, Saturday night, 70 Shove Street, Tiverton, Rhode Island. All I can tell you is this. What would the last thing be? Fail your way to the top. That's what I'm doing. I keep failing and failing and failing, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, and you can't fail forever. Don't kill yourself. Don't give up. Don't back down, and really give life what it deserves, because life is precious. Life is quick, and I would definitely take back a few people that have passed on. I would take back 5 minutes with them that I could just tell them that life's good and life's important, and that the spirit of life and energy is everything, and make it good. It's your story, so you make it. And don't listen to all the negative people and all the people that will say that and make fun of you and turn you down or talk down about you or whatever. You can't listen to them. Listen to the good people. Listen to people that care about you. And if you need a good friend, I'm your guy, because I would like to know me if I needed a friend,
definitely.
I would like to know me.
You're still that guy, Tim. After
trying
all
my
these
best.
years, you're still that guy, bro.
Thanks.
Pleasure was all mine, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
God,
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
For all you people out there, Cage Courage, this Saturday, Tiverton, Rhode Island, address.
70 Shove Street.
What
Tiverton,
time?
Rhode Island. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. We want to
First
be out
fight.
of there quick
Yeah.
after these fights because we got an after party also,
After
right?
party. Atlantic Sports Pub.
You want to
70
get your
Shove
face?
Street.
You want to say hi? Nothing.
70 Shove
All right,
Street.
Sherry was in the corner.
Sherry's
She was
here.
like our kind of our secretary. She was kind of keeping us calm.
Yeah,
And
she kept
telling us
giving
if
me
we
that
were
look
going
saying,
R-rated,
don't
she would
say
like to
that.
do that.
Don't say that. I'm
Don't
saying
give
it.
the beans up to this
saying
guy.
it. I'm saying it. Sorry. Every time she said not to say something, I said it. So I got.
Hey, it was a great show, man. We got to keep
I
that
have
going.
no fear. I have no fear.
Next time you're in, we'll have her on camera, though.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
choke
sure
her.
she'll have a lot to say. I want her to demonstrate the
Scorpion on
the
me.
scorpion
Okay.
on you stuff.
That'll be
I'll
good.
do that.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah,
that.
we'll
Now
do
that
that
she'll
next
do,
time.
yeah.
We'll get it ready and
All right,
we'll let you do it, and then maybe we'll do some stick stuff. What I learned from you from there.
All right,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna put myself on blast right now.
That'll be fun.
I'm gonna come get some stick fighting with you. Learn a couple of
Yeah.
things, then we can show everybody what you taught this.
We'll just go for it.
All right. With that said, Tim Gillett, Cage Courage,
Peace.
this Saturday night. Thanks for tuning in, people. Watch the
Thank you,
show.
thank you.
It plays over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.